Zach Kimble reporting live from the blizzard of 2017. It's hitting Dallas right now. There is at least a millimeter of snow on the ground. Be prepared. As you can see, we have feet and feet of snow on the ground right now. Are we going to make it? What are you doing?
Making my foot try to get awake.
Wake up your foot? It was asleep because of why?
Because I've been sitting down too much.
Okay. And we're off. It's freezing cold.
There's still a tiny bit of snow. Not very much. But
Can I get a burr burr?
Burr.
All right, girls. Where are we going?
Daddy Donuts.
Daddy Donuts.
Don't get donut, Daddy Donuts.
This is how I feel about the plumber being 4 hours late.
All right. What are you eating?
Donut. Apple fruit. Glaze.
Glazed donut. Let me see this. Want to give you a quick update on the snow. It's pretty deep. It's covering the treetops here. All right, it's Monday. Good morning. I am headed to work. My boss's birthday. They asked me to put together something fun for that, so I put that together on Friday. That they'll be playing at Stand Up this morning. What else? Oh, got a big meeting. We got one of the GMs coming in from one of the hotels, so we'll be meeting with them in the afternoon. I have to also look at budgets for the year. All that stuff's out right now too, so all the hotels that I represent, I gotta look over all those budgets. So a typical day, I guess, in January for me in my world. And yeah, now I'm off to work. I'm trying to do the Primal Blueprint diet again. So eliminate sugar, get rid of everything but fruits and vegetables, and then I got to get to the gym today, hopefully after work. But the game plan is tonight, come home, eat with the family, get the kids to bed, go to the gym, come back and do some work on some of the side hustles I got going on. So always doing something on the side. Used to own photo booths and do that on the side, and so always got something brewing and working. So got a new project I've been working on and another project I'm trying to finish up. So along with the vlogs here, so I have a full plate if I edit these down and work on, again, nothing's really happened with the KaZakly stories, and I really wish it would. I gotta work on that. I wanted to do that over Christmas vacation, but I just got busy like everyone else, which is why I know a lot of people wouldn't submit a story just yet. But the goal is to also get that going. I really think there's some merit behind there. The before it's gone, tell your story before it's gone. So go to the website KaZakly, KaZakly.com, and check out the website. You can submit stories numerous different ways, and yeah, I will. I want to get that going. I want to hear some cool stories. All right, girls, what's going on? Are we talking dogs?
Name.
Yes, the girls and I really want a dog, and
Now that I'm not allergic.
we found out that Briley is not allergic anymore or as allergic as we thought in Iowa. She got tested again recently, and now the opportunity to have a dog has increased significantly. Now, timing's everything, and we have to figure out when we can make that happen.
So we're thinking of names.
So they're talking about names right now for this awesome dog. And while they're doing that, let's look at the sunset. What names are you talking about?
Oh, okay, so I like ZEFF, Zep, and Zoe would be a cute girl name. I like Suzanne. Suzanne! My turn!
Suzanne.
My turn! Suzanne! My turn.
Susan doesn't talk to me. So did you see my crazy haircut? They cut the line too high again.
Really?
But this one's gonna be hard to grow out and look good.
That's weird. That's so weird, though. Dude, we could get a dog named Luna and Neville.
Not two dogs.
Why is
So where are
it
we going?
so red? My dance class, and then academy.
Academy for what? Boo.
My volleyball.
You getting some volleyball knee pads?
Uh-huh.
Right. Boo is starting up volleyball. That starts tomorrow. I'll be coaching her team tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of fun and kick some butt. All right, Bradley's gonna go get some knee pads for volleyball.
Maybe purple.
Maybe purple, huh? Maybe purple. Maybe purple. Alright, we're narrowing it down. She's got 2 on, and this is what she's been doing to test it. Alright, Bradley, which ones did you choose?
These.
Chose those? Oops.
The more comfy ones were sliding off too much.
Alright. She found her one.
That was sadly hot water. I put water. Do you have water in your car?
Yeah. I'm headed to the gym. John. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I'm already on the road, headed to work. It is my day to talk to and address my entire crew, my South Texas crew. So excited about that every time. Get out there and get it. One of the things I just noticed or thought about, I've been watching a lot more YouTubers and trying to get ideas and figure out what I want to do with this channel. And one of the things I noticed was a lot of them are into the film quality, and that's awesome. And then you've got a Casey Neistat who says quality doesn't matter as long as the story's there. And so I think in this day and age you can have both. You can buy a used camera that is top of the line 5 years ago that still makes beautiful stuff. So the opportunities out there are insane. I remember buying in college the first Kodak camera, a digital camera that was put out. It took 6 pictures and it had 1 megapixel, like 1.3 megapixel. But it was awesome to me. You know, it was used. I got it off some kid who needed cash in the fraternity, I think, or just was getting rid of it because he was upgrading. And I did some fun stuff with that. And that's the thing that I think is that spark of creativity that all this technology can cause and create. And that's what I love about it. That's what's revitalized me from just doing a 45-minute commute every day to trying to create something in that space. Is it being watched and subscribed by millions? No. But it allows me an outlet to kind of get my thoughts out there. And one of the things that sparked this conversation was really, there's a lot of talk about the kids these days that just don't have any ambition or anything, and all they are is play video games and Snapchat and talk that way. But you know, there's also a movement underneath that, like the Gary Vaynerchuk or Vaynerchuk. I always get it wrong, but I think that's common. Anyway, that he talks about is that it's not the case, that these kids are creative, they are all these things. And so I'm curious to see that unfold and take place. I've got 3 daughters that will be growing up, and I want them to have that ability. But one of the things that sparked today was just filming the beautiful sunset and sunrises recently. They've just been amazing here in Texas, and I don't remember that from 12 years ago. And again, I don't know if I was in the headspace to think about that. I was single and trying to date, and that was more of a focus necessarily, but they're just amazing. And so it's fun to be able to take a minute on a 45-minute commute that normally is boring or filled with a podcast to film those and then hopefully share that. I've been also trying to take more pictures and put them on Instagram. And when I do that, it's amazing that a simple sunset gets, in my world, 20 likes or 30 likes, which is a lot in comparison. And so, again, where I keep trying to go with this is that I've seen all these vloggers who would probably never look at that stuff. If they don't have a camera, if they don't have an audience, they would never look at the sunsets the way they do. Now, a lot of them are filming them for their vlog. But again, you can look at that positively or pessimistically. And I think the positive side looking at it is they're filming it. And if they've got 1 million viewers, then 1 million people are seeing that beauty. Or if they're picking up, one of them picked up a caterpillar the other day and had it walk around on his finger on the camera. Now, again, that's something that anyone can do, but how many of us are doing that these days? But again, for that moment in time while they're watching someone else's life unfold, they sit there and say, wow, I need to stop and smell the roses. I need to stop and pick up caterpillars again. I need to look at that stuff. Or at least that's what it does for me. It challenges me to have a better outlook on this and see what I can do to make my life more interesting. Is that a product of my wife thinking that this is just me trying to be famous? It's not the fame, again, that makes me do this. It's the creative outlet. If that comes from it, hey, awesome. I mean, the fame I'm seeing on Facebook, on YouTube, a lot of it is just becoming friends. Facebook gives you this community of friends that they team you up with and put you in situations. It's kind of like I'm seeing it like I've heard TED Talks are kind of great and phenomenal, but the behind the scenes is really ugly. They're forcing you to do stuff and wanting to control you and put you in conversations with people that's forced, and people don't want that. It needs to be more organic, and I think that's what the YouTube, at least they try to do, is they're having meetups and they're having things like that which allow you to be more organic in your, I keep saying that, but more organic in your relationships and building those. And if you see a lot of them become really good friends and then they travel together and they do collaborations, and is some of that forced at the beginning? Maybe it is. Maybe it's like TED Talks where it's a little bit forced, but the more and more you watch and how they intertwine with each other, that's not the case, and they truly seem to love to hang out with each other. And man, I wish I had 5 friends that traveled the world, because I think that would push me to travel the world. It would push me to get out of my comfort zone. It would push me to save more money to be able to have a fun trip. If I knew I could go on a trip with a Fun for Louie or one of those guys, or they do it weekly, monthly, and I would get to do it once a year, but I get that one trip with those guys, that would force me to save that money. I mean, I do it with my family right now. We want to go to Disney World with the kids. We have to start saving for that. And so I think that some of this has just been really cool to see unfold. I've just gotten into this in the last 6 months. I really didn't watch that many YouTube vloggers or any of that stuff. I thought it was kind of silly initially. But again, a lot of what I initially saw was the people just being crazy and playing pranks on people. And I just didn't have time for that. I love that stuff. It's fun, but I don't have the time to waste for that. But if I can watch something for 10 to 15 minutes that expands my mind, gets me thinking, drives me to want to travel more and do more and work less and all that stuff, then that's great. It's inspiring to me, and that's what I need to be looking. That's what I try to fill my head with, and that's what this new round of this interest in YouTube and vlogs and all this stuff is really trying to allow me an opportunity to expand my mind in the time that I have. I was watching one of those vlogs, and they talked about why you should wake up at 4:30. I think it's I don't know. It's these ex-military guys that are now public speakers and things and have a vlog or a YouTube page. I'm sure. I didn't dive into it. I watched their one video, but it talked about 4:30, and it talked about everyone should wake up at 4:30. Not everyone, because they know everyone's not going to, but some of those that need to, they need to do that. And I sit there and balance that. I've always been a late night person, and so can I do all the things they're talking about in the morning? But it's difficult because what they're saying is that's your time. Everyone else is asleep, so that's your time. You can do it. You can meditate. You can go work out. You can do whatever you want, and it's so true. When I wake up and the house is mine, I can do whatever I want. If it's at nighttime, I've got the obligation of dinner, kids, sports if the kids are in them, and then time with my wife, and then finding that right bedtime. I do a lot of side projects and work on things on the back end, so that nighttime time is mine. That's when I work on my stuff. It's also when I decompress and I watch the vlogs and videos and stuff like that's when I have time to do that stuff. So it's interesting that this is something that I'm just kind of absorbing and being a part of right now, but also wanting to use as fuel to do something better. You know, it's inspiring me to get involved in a philanthropy or volunteer my time more. I'm trying to find a way to do that here in Dallas and do the right thing and get my kids involved. I want them to do that, you know, and so there's just a lot of stuff like that that's happening right now, and I just wanted to share, and I think it's good stuff, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be great. 2017, a year of change, a year of awesomeness.